Hey guys, it's Dan from Soileater, and if you're watching this video, I want to say thank you for your support in purchasing the Taser Insert version 2. So I'm just going to dive right into it. You obviously got to this video by scanning the QR code here. You've received your product, and basically you should have a bag like this. Inside of this bag should have 2 Velcro panels. So one will be hook Velcro with adhesive on the back, and the other one will be loop Velcro, or the soft Velcro, again with adhesive on it. You'll notice that there's cutouts on the corners of them. That just allows one side to be on the left side, one side to be on the right side, all right? And then lastly, what you should have in the bag as well is a long retention strap, a short thumb brake retention strap, and then you should have 2 Phillip head screws and 2 nuts, all right? These will be familiar to you. These are, standard hardware that you'll find in like holsters and that sort of thing, all right? So you should have 2 that are Phillips head, 2 that have the little flat end on them, and for right now, we're just gonna set those aside, all right? First thing I'm gonna go over is, in the event that you want to paint your Taser 10 insert, feel free to do that. It's not gonna cause any issues up top here or anything like that. However, this one was just one I used just quickly to see how that paint stayed on it, which I thought came out pretty good. However, I would not recommend painting the bottom here, all right? Obviously, it's not gonna be shown. It's gonna be sitting inside your chest rig anyway, right? So, it'll be sitting like that anyway. So I just wouldn't recommend painting that, just because I wouldn't wanna take any risk of the adhesive not sticking to the Krylon paint. All right, so if you're gonna do that, just like your magazines on your rifle, just tape that off, paint the top side of it, and then you'll be good to go, all right? So first things first here, we have to figure out what type of adhesive, what type of Velcro we want on there, right? And as an example, this is a Spiritus rig right here. You'll notice there's there's loop Velcro, the soft Velcro on the inside on both sides, all right? So if I was installing this on a Spiritus rig like this one, the MK5 here, it wouldn't matter my orientation. I would just need to utilize the hook Velcro on there, right? So hook Velcro would go in the Spiritus. The thing that you have to pay more attention to is when you're running a chest rig. This one happens to be the Ferro Concepts. You'll notice in the Ferro Concepts, volume warning if you're wearing headphones, the Ferro Concepts one, you'll have loop Velcro on one side and hook Velcro on the other. Where that's important is you need to put your taser holder in there, just like this, and figure out, hey, am I drawing it with my right hand or am I drawing it on my left hand? All right, once you figure out what orientation you want on it, all right, so put it in there, see what it is, figure out what side Velcro you need, right? So on the front here, on this side, I need loop Velcro to match the hook. And on the back side, it has loop inside the chest rig, which means I need hook. All right, so just be aware of doing that. I only provide one of each, so I don't really want you to mess it up, right? So make sure you kind of like building, you measure twice, cut once, measure here, and then apply the Velcro once. All right, so let's just say for this situation, I'm going to be doing it on the Spiritus rig, all right, which means I need hook on both sides. I'm simply going to make sure you can take a paper towel here, you take a paper towel, you wipe it off, but you really shouldn't need to. If it's coming right out of the package, there won't be any oil on it or anything that's gonna get in your way. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is match up the cut corner here. You can see there's a cutout there. Have clean hands, you'll wash your hands, make sure you don't have any oil or any liquids or anything on there. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna match up the bottom corner here. And if I match that up correctly, right, so I'm just kind of putting it in those grooves. You'll notice that it's recessed. It's recessed for a reason. One is, see, I already kind of made it offset a little bit, but one, the recess allows the Velcro, the corners of it, not to get peeled up. So that's going to help you with longevity over time of the Velcro not getting peeled off. And also it's going to make it a little easier to kind of put it in that channel, all right? So once you have it on there, I'd recommend taking this side so you're not marring up your thumb and just kind of squeezing down all the angles. What that's going to do is it's going to let the adhesive really stick to it, right? You can be pretty aggressive with this, really push it in there, make sure that adhesive's nice and tight on there, and there you go, you got one side done. I'm going to flip it over, same thing, peel it off, put that to the side. Again, I'm going to apply it. This time, let's see if I can do it a little better. Right, the first one I didn't do the greatest, so just like that, line that right up. This one looks much better. Perfect. Once it's on there, again, I could use my thumb and stuff, but it's gonna, you know, scratch up my thumb, especially between the hook Velcro. So just take the little piece of plastic here and then press it on there. All right, just like that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go over how to install the retention tabs. Again, the retention tabs are gonna be included for now. In the event that you don't want them, just don't use them. Put them back in the bag and throw them in wherever your extra gear is. In the event that you do want them, what you're gonna want is a Phillips head screwdriver, any sort of coin, and then if you're using this for duty use, I highly recommend Loctite. All right, so any sort of thread locker, this is blue, Loctite. What I'm gonna do is, as a right-handed, I wanna be able to draw this with my right hand. So what that means, if I'm drawing it with my right hand, my right thumb is gonna be what's gonna be releasing the snap. So I wanna put the thumb brake button snap on this side. So simply insert this into the slot, like so. You're gonna take the nut side of it and put that from the inside facing out, and then take the one that has the little Phillips head on it and put that on the outside. I'm just gonna hold the back side with my finger, and I'm going to screw it in there. Once I have it, you'll see once it starts getting tight, the back end's gonna rotate slightly on you. That's where you're just gonna take your coin or washer, whatever you wanna use. You're just gonna put it in the slot back there, apply pressure, and that's gonna give you the counter enough to tighten that up, right? You don't need to crush it down to where you're gonna be, you know, snapping the taser holder. Just make it snug and then give it maybe like an eighth of a turn to lock that in there. So once that's in there, again, the Loctite will help with that as well. For the demo one here, I'm not applying Loctite, but for any sort of duty use, I'd highly recommend it. Now, you'll see the long one. The long strap, you'll feel it. One side will be smooth, the other side will be rippled, right? So you want the smooth side facing up, just like so. Again, I'm inserting the flathead part in the back, holding it with my finger, inserting the Phillips head onto the other side here. Same thing, repeat the process, screw it in here while holding the back side. Once it starts getting snug, you'll feel it rotating in your back finger there. Simply insert the coin. This one happens to be a bicentennial coin. Probably not the best one to use for this. Some coin collectors punching the air right now, but just gonna insert that right here. Honestly, I probably wouldn't recommend a quarter. A dime may work better, but once I have it in there, I'm just simply tighten it up again, and now you're good to go. So before I insert the taser on the first time, I would take the thumb snap here and just kind of bend it back a little bit. And then I would take the long strap and kind of bend it in. All right, these are gonna come basically completely straight, and until they have a memory, they could get in your way a little bit. So once you do that once, you really don't need to do it again. Just insert it again. Always insert it, if you can see it there. Always insert it at a 45, and then it will self-correct itself and guide itself in. And then you can simply take it. Oops, once it's in, there you go. Simply take this, wrap it in here, and snap it, right? You can hear that snap, that audible click. Make sure that taser's all the way in. When you insert the taser, you'll know that as soon as the taser gets inserted, right, you think it's in here, but really give it that nice little, I'm off camera, but nice little push in. What you'll notice is that will wear in over time. I tested these for a long time just to make sure that retention was perfect. And to me, at this point, I think the retention is perfect, but if you may have to just practice some draws just to get the hang of it and just to break it in a little bit more. But once you're in there, it snaps in, you're good to go. Last thing I want to go over, don't throw out your bag immediately. You're going to utilize this bag to insert your taser holder. All right, so what I'd recommend is once you have the bag here, you're going to peel it open like this, separate it into two halves, so now you have two sides of the bag. And I'm actually going to utilize that to insert the taser holder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one side like this. Sorry, I'm a little bit off camera here. And then the other side like this. And all I'm doing now is I'm covering up the Velcro, right? Because this thing can be a real pain in the butt to install there without utilizing this, this package. The other thing you can use is a piece of cardboard, right? It doesn't really matter as long as you get the job done. But I'm going to put this in the right corner here. So I'm utilizing the bag so that none of the Velcro is touching. So you can see I can move this around freely without any sort of issue. So I'm moving it into the chest rig right where I want it. I'm gonna raise the depth of the holster up right where I want it. So I raise it up just a little bit because I want a little bit of a higher draw. So right around there. And once you think you have it where you want it, all you're gonna do is slide these out and then sandwich the chest rig together. And it's that easy, right? So that way you're not fighting the Velcro, trying to move it and that sort of thing. This is perfect, this is exactly how I want it. So I can draw it with my right hand and, you know, draw the taser. So let's say, hey, you don't have it exactly where you want. How do you fix it? Well, this is where the cardboard comes in a little handier, but if not, you're simply just gonna peel one side at a time, right? And then slowly start kind of pushing this plastic bag in there, and then you do that to both sides, and then you'll be able to move it around. All right, so hopefully that that helps you with installing the T10-V2 insert into your chest rigs. Like always, guys, if you have any questions, the fastest and easiest way to get a hold of me is to send me a DM on Instagram, just the general Soileater account, or if you want, you can email me at dan@soileater.com.